for me to share my own experience and then run us through some of the few things I believe that we should know as product managers or as aspiring product managers. But first of all, I just want to tell a little story about a girl by name Bentley. Bentley was a star girl in her school. And when she graduated, she eventually found herself, she joined a known company, a non-fintech company to manage a product. The product is meant to serve the community to help them in their payments. Now, when Bentley joined the team, it happened that along the line, she was getting stuck. She didn't know how to go. An intelligent girl, well known in her school, but in the office, she didn't know how to navigate through. She was having difficulties managing the product that was handed over to her. Now, the question is this: why is Bentley having this difficulty, as intelligent as she was while in school? However, in the same company, there is Julie. It seems as if that Julie, not as intelligent or not, let me use the word intelligent, as Bentley, as people would take it. But Julie was finding her way through. Why? Is it not about intelligence, or is there something else that is required? Is it not about what you read through the books that you've read through? Or are there other things that are required? Why is Bentley not succeeding? But Julie, whom people might think that she's not as brilliant as Bentley, is succeeding in her career. As we run through today, I believe that some of these things will open our eyes to some of the challenges that Bentley was having that made her not to succeed, or that made her to get stuck along the way. By the time we end the class today, I believe that we'll take one or two things out, and by the time we apply them in our everyday work or in our everyday journey as product managers, it will also help us to succeed. Now, going forward, I'm sure that a lot of facilitators have spoken about product management, definitions about product management, what do you understand as product management. But notwithstanding, I will still share this with us. My own understanding of product management. As a product manager, you relate with cross-functional teams. You relate with different teams in the organization. And relating with different things in organization, your focus is to develop a product for your customer. But this product you're developing for your customer is not just because of what you conceived in your mind. It's not just because you think that this product is good or will be a good fit for the market, but you want to deliver a product that will be relevant, a product that will be usable, a product that will be valuable, and a product that will also delight your customer. So meaning that that product that you want to deliver is something that when you hand it over or when you put it in the hand of your customer will be delighted to use it. In fact, most times what we think about is how can we position our product such that our customers will eventually become our marketers. Meaning that when the product is when they are delighted with our product, when our product is easy to use, they can eventually take it along and then show others how to use it. Let me share this thing with us. Yesterday, I went out. There's one of the products that we just launched in my office, and we call it instant, or we call it virtual branch. Yesterday, I went out to my neighborhood. I said, okay, let me talk to some of the women within my neighborhood and see the ones that I could get, along to open accounts with us and then be able to card their accounts. Because our sole aim of giving out that product was to not just to open accounts for them, but to had the accounts instantly. Now I got one of the ladies, I talked to her, I guided her how to handle this. But you know, one thing that shocked me yesterday, immediately she picked it up. And while I was talking to other ladies within that space, she also helped to talk to them. She got excited. She was like, oh, this is beautiful. In fact, I can guide you. Give me your phone, I can guide you. See how to do it. Imagine if that product was difficult to sell. It would have been a problem for me yesterday. But she joined me in marketing that product to other women around there. And that is why we said product that is usable and also delightful to the customer. Now, as a product manager, also bear in mind that you are not standing alone. You are not an island. And so, whether you are new in product management or you have been a product manager for some years, you will remember that you are a connector. So you are connecting the business. The business has the vision of what the business wants to achieve. The business, you work with the business in terms of the strategy. You also connect the development team. That vision that the business has and the strategy you have in terms of getting the target market and to put it into the hand of the target market, you need a development team that will put it together to form that product. Because the idea you have in the head, or the business has in the head, or the vision that you're looking at is just a mere idea until it is developed and then put together as a product, and then you'll be able to hand it over to the customers. So you connect the business. You connect because you have to interpret that idea to the development team to be able to put it together to form that product that you're going to be managing. But it does not end there. You are also connecting with the distribution team, or we could call them the marketers. You connect with them. In this case, you might have the business, might have employed some marketers to distribute this product. Or it might be that you're working with agents on the field. Or it might be that you're working with customers that you are enabling them to be part of your distribution channel. So you are connecting them. You're also connecting with the customer that is going to use that product. So you are a connector. You need to have that at the back of your mind, a connector. All right? So moving on, now you also look at this. There's something I also need us to look at, and that is this. There are different dimensions. I think I've also talked about it when I'm talking about the connection, being a connector as a product manager. I've talked about the business vision. I've talked about the target market. I've talked about the strategy that the business would have to make sure that they capture that target that they're looking at. I've talked about the development team and also the distribution, but it does not end there. The next thing is, after you have put that product in the hand of your customer, you don't have to end there. You also have to monitor your product. Is this product delivering as envisaged? What you had in mind when putting together this product, is it delivering? If it is not delivering, why? What are the hiccups? How can we learn from these hiccups and then be able to build something that will be able to satisfy the customers? You also have to consider that. Not just that. If the product is growing, remember, your business is not an island. There is competition. So because your business is not an island and there is a competition, your eyes will also be wide open to see what competition is doing. You are also an advisor to your business or to your management. You're also an advisor. So you have to open your eyes, open your ears to hear the customers. What feedback are the customers giving? Do you know one funny thing? Do you know that customers could also help to make your product to be a better one than what you had in mind, than what you conceived, or than what your business has conceived? And that is part of the go live strategies we must put in place. What are your customers saying? What are the feedback you're getting from your customers? And that you have to put together. Put back, plow back, into that product to be able to deliver a more usable product. But these things I'm talking about now are generally what product managers do. But for today, the question is, how do I grow? How do I grow in my product management career? Now, before moving on to that, we also have to look at some of the skills that you need as a product manager. I know that some people have technical skills, while some do not necessarily into that technical space, but they found themselves in product management. For example, personally, I never read anything about technology in school. I found myself in product management at the earlier days of my banking career, and I picked it up from there. So that means that whether you have the technical skills or not, there are some other things that you have to embed into your life that will help you to grow. Yes, the technical skills are important, especially when you are talking about maybe when you want to design the product. You need to have an eye for the design and also think of the user experience. How would customers experience your product? You also need to understand some of the technical terminologies that are being used as a product manager so that you'll be able to communicate with the development team as well. You also need to understand it. You have some level of analytical skill. Like I said, after you have delivered the product, you don't wait there. You need to also monitor your product and see how is your product doing. Is your product growing, or are there things that you need to do? All those information and the feedback you need to pick from the field, you need to be able to put them together to advise your management and also to advise the technology team that is building that product for you. So apart from those hard skills, I'm for today focusing my attention on the soft skills. Remember, like I said, you must not have been in technical field, or you mustn't have had a technical knowledge for you to be a good product manager. There are some soft skills that you must embed. Some of these skills include communication skill, emotional intelligence, how to negotiate. I will go on and explain some of these skills. But first and foremost, you must bear in mind the product you're delivering or the product you're managing. You are not the one using this product, or you could be one of the people using this product, but at the back of your mind, remember that product is meant for customers. Like we always say, customer is king. You must have an ear for customers. What I wrote here is that you must be customer obsessed. You must be customer obsessed. Everything you're thinking about is my customer. How can I satisfy my customer? How can I make this product to be easy in the hands of my customer? How can I make them to easily use my product so that they will be able to sell my product to others? How can I listen to my customer to get the feedback from them? Because that feedback I get from them will help me in making sure that my product, it delivers what is delightful, what is relevant, what is valuable to my customer. We must have our ears open to hear. Remember, when you are talking about customer, you are not just talking about the external customers. You have the external customers, you also have internal customers. The internal customers are your co-workers. As you're delivering that product, ensure that your internal customers are also part of the people that use that product. Where you have marketing team, also listen to the marketing team, because most times you might not be on the field to feel what the customers are feeling, but you can get that feedback from your marketing team. You must be customer obsessed. Always listen to your customers. And as a product manager, another quality you should have is to be able to identify and solve problems. Identify and solve problems. there's something I wrote down. I said, it depends on the model, the product management model that your company has chosen to run. There are three major product management models. One is that in the business, it is the product manager that identifies problems, and it's the product manager that conceives the product, that conceives the idea that can be put together as a product. So everything about the product is conceptualized, put together in what we call business requirement documents. Then you'll be able to explain what the idea is so that the development team will be able to interpret it and build that product that you want. So one model is where the product manager owns the entirety of the product. You conceive the idea, you put it together, and you'll be able to communicate that both to management and the development team. And another way is, it is possible that the model that your business has chosen is that it is the development team that conceives the product, they put it together, and then hand it over to you as a product manager to drive. In that case, most times, you're driving it as a marketer. So it might be that way. It might also be in a way that there is a, product manager and development team work together as one. It might be that way as well. So it depends on how your business has decided to run. Either that you are the one that is in charge, the full owner of the product, or the project managers or the IT team are the ones that will put it together, hand it over to you, or you work in collaboration with the IT team. But whichever way, whichever model your business has chosen, whichever model, the things I'm talking about now, the qualities that will help you to excel as a product manager, you must have all these qualities, or you must be intentional to get all these qualities, or to be able to work with all these qualities in you to achieve success. I've talked about number one, being customer obsessed. I've also talked about being able to identify and solve problems. Whether you are the owner of the product or that it has been delivered to you, you also need to be able to identify and solve problems by listening to your customers and being wide open. Your eyes must be wide open to pick when there are issues, to know when your product is growing and when there is a drop, to know when there are bugs in your product, to be able to escalate to the people that could help you resolve those products. And then when you are talking about that escalation, or being able to pick feedback from the field, both from your internal customers or your external customers, and equally the stakeholders within your organization, you must learn how to collaborate. Collaboration is key. Networking is key. I wrote something to get today. I wrote something down. I said that you must build a kind of relationship that is both horizontal and vertical. It must be both horizontal and vertical. And what do I mean? By horizontal, I mean those people in your level, your co-product managers or your team members, you must be able to collaborate with them. You must be able to network, whether they are managing the same product with you or similar product with you, whether they are in the same organization with you or in another organization. Those individuals within that level, you must be able to relate, collaborate with them. You must be able to network. Guess what? By networking, you will learn from people. By networking, your neighbor could tell you, look, you are making a mistake somewhere. Why don't you do it this way? By networking, when you are talking about that horizontal networking, you could hear people come to you and freely communicate with you to be able to tell you things that you need to do to succeed. But if you are such a person that believes totally in yourself, that believes that you do not need another person, I was talking about Bentley. One of the challenges that Bentley had was because she was known in her school, because she saw herself as an intelligent person, she felt that it was all academic. Because when she came into the organization, she quickly grabbed what she was meant to do. She quickly understood how the product was designed and everything around the product, but she forgot that to grow in this career, it is not just about what you know. You need to network with people within your organization to be able to progress. Now, Bentley, she believes that when I want to do something, this is how I want to do it, and it must be done immediately. It must be done immediately. She lacked the communication skill. She did not know how to communicate with her colleagues and how to communicate with the people vertically, her seniors and her subordinates. And that became a bottleneck for her because she was not able to carry people along. But Julie, on the other way, Julie, not as intelligent as you might think when compared to Bentley, but Julie, one thing that set her apart was because she built that network around the people that she was working with. And before she falls into the ditch, somebody would have called her, beckoned on her, said, Julie, there is a problem here. See, you could correct this. This is what you can do to make sure that this goes on smoothly. Communication, collaboration, very important when you're moving up through your product management career. Very important. Very important. I wrote something one day on my LinkedIn. I wrote about how I didn't know how to talk before. I didn't know how to express myself. When I want to say something, when somebody says otherwise, I will just shut up. I'll just enter into my shell. But along the line, I found out that if I must grow, I must learn to communicate. Not just to communicate, I must learn to collaborate. In fact, I was initially a lonely Londoner. All I was doing then was work. I focus on that work you give me, and when I do it and when I finish it, I go home. But I didn't know that that was not what is required of me. I had some challenges at that time until I got to understand. I was looking at my colleagues who were excelling, and I found out that, look, one of the challenges I had at that time was because I did not know how to communicate. I didn't know. I thought it was all about do my work, do it diligently, come to work early, close late, go home. No, it was beyond that. And when I learned that, and also I learned that my boss is king. It got to a point at some time when I think that, oh, this thing I want to do is good. I need to move like this. I need to send this email to the network. But my boss will always tell me, Chinyere, you got it all wrong. At that time, I was getting angry. I said, why will my boss say that I got it all wrong? I had a clear intention of what I wanted to do. I wanted to push my product. I wanted to get a network to be part of what I was doing, but I was not carrying my boss along. I felt that it was just about putting the nails together and send it. I did not know that I needed to make my boss to shine so that I will shine. Until I learned that, things turned around for me. I learned to communicate better with my bosses. I learned to communicate better with my colleagues. I learned to communicate better and build that network with the people, not just within my team, but also across. Remember, you are connected cross-functional teams. So I also learned to communicate with people across all other teams for me to be able to push myself forward and for me to be able to push my career forward. And another thing that collaboration and communication will do for you, when you know how to network with people, remember, in that organization where you are, you may not stay there forever. How would you set yourself apart so that people can identify you? And when there are opportunities to call on you, most times my movements were just because of network, because of people that I have networked with. When there are opportunities, they'll just let me know, call on me and say, Chinyere, there is an opportunity here. Can you give it a try? It's very important. The next thing I want to talk about is your confidence and your humility. Sometimes you might be confident, so confident in yourself that you know what you're doing. In that confidence, you must also learn to apply humility. You might be confident, but you must also learn to be humble. You must also learn to be humble. Remember what I talked about, vertical relationship. You are confident in what you know, that this is what you want to achieve. Remember, you must be humble enough to remember that you have a reporting line. Especially in a situation whereby you are new into the system and you have people that you report to. You must be humble enough to let them know, to carry them along in what you are doing. You must be humble enough to also to remember that it is a teamwork. It is not just about your personal success. It's about the team success. You are confident in what you are doing, but that team success is what you also consider. It is very important as you're moving through this career line. Very important. Not just that you want to deliver this product, not just that you are sure that this product will deliver 1, 2, 3 for the company. In the same way, you could also listen to another person. That person you are listening to might have a better idea than what you conceived initially. That is the humility part of it. That person you are listening to might help you even to build that product, to give it a better face than what you had in mind. That is humility. That person you are listening to could also help you to position your product better. That is humility. In all your confidence, remember to be humble. Humility, Bible says, God exalts the humble, but what does he do to the proud? He brings them down. Also in our workplace, if you are humble enough, you might not even know that there are people beneath you that will help you to push you up. But when you are a proud person, you see that some people will suppress you in that your pride. It happens in workplaces. You must be wise enough that in your confidence, in that your knowledge, in that your smartness, in that your intelligence, also remember to be humble. Is very, very important. Now, another thing I want to talk about also is that you must be very, very flexible. As a product manager, you must be very, very flexible. One thing that happened to Bentley is that while she was managing the product that was handed over to her, remember, I said that when she resumed, she quickly understood everything about that product. In fact, whenever anybody comes to give her an advice, she said, no, this is the way we do it. I do hear people say that. No, this is the way we do it. No, you got it all wrong. This is the way we do it. It has always been like this. My dears, the only thing that is constant is change. The only thing that is constant is change. That's the only thing constant. So in that your product management career, remember to be flexible. It's very important. You might not know that little flexibility that you add to that product management that you are doing is what will help to set your product, above the competing products in the market. Just because of a little flexibility could be what will set that product above the competing products in the market. That flexibility might be just to listen to a customer. Maybe that customer is giving you a tip based on the experiences that they have had with other products that they've used. It might be that simple tip that will help to set your product higher than every other one. Flexibility is very important as you move along this product management career. Now, another thing is that you must be a reliable fellow. You must be a reliable fellow. When your bosses are looking for someone to rely on, you must be one of them. Maybe you are the type that you just trolling because you have been given power to manage a product. You now feel that you are the owner. It is all about you. It is all about what you think and all that. You must make sure that you are somebody that when something is required, they can call on you and say, this is reliable. Let's depend on this. And how can you achieve this reliability? Maybe that in the workplace where you are, when an assignment is given to you, do you consider the timeline that you are supposed to use to deliver that product or to deliver that assigned task? Some people will like to do things at their pace. Just leave me. Don't mount pressure on me. It is at my pace. But you forget that you are building a career. Your building a career should not be at your pace. Rather, you are thinking about the end game. And that end game is to make sure that customers take up your products and that your product yields profit to the company. It is not just about investing to build a product. It's also about the usability of that product and in turn bringing back returns to the business, because there's no business that is a charity organization except for NGOs anyway. But even at that, NGOs also require returns because they need to make some reports to their investors. So that they also require to make some returns. So it is not about your time, how I want to do it, how, I don't want any disturbance from anybody and all that. You must build that personality of reliability so that people can rely on you. Remember when I talked about networking? Even when you are networking, build that reliability spirit within you such that people, when they see you, when there are opportunities, they can call on you and say, this is reliable. Pick him or pick her up. It is very important. Now, I also talked about something which is called grit. It's about your passion and your resilience. There are some times I will not lie to you. Product management is not easy. As a connector, you are dealing with a whole lot of people. In fact, last week, I didn't find it funny, personally, irrespective of my level today. I did not find it funny last week. Why? Because there was something that was required of me by my management. But I needed to rely on so many people, so many dependencies, but I cannot come out to give those excuses because it is required of me that that thing must be delivered. It is not easy. At that point, when everybody is calling on you, hounding you, mounting pressure on you, what do? Are you such a person that will down to and say, no, I cannot continue? Are you such a person that will say, no, I beg? There are some people that when they get to that point, they will write their resignation letter and submit me there. I said, please, I cannot continue with this. I must tell you the truth. Product management is not easy. You will get to that point that you will feel like you are stuck. You cannot move forward. But the only thing that can keep you going is your passion and your resilience. How resilient are you? How passionate are you for success? How passionate are you for success? If you are such a person that is passionate for success, no matter the hurdles you face along your journey, you will keep at it. You will keep moving. Excuse me, let me take some water. Thank you very much. So you must keep at it. You must be resilient. You must be such a person that is pushy. As you're getting the pushback, don't fall back. Don't allow the pushback to push you to the ground. No. Keep pushing. Keep standing. Maintain your passion. Don't allow anything to weigh you down. It will get to that point. But because you have at the back of your mind that you want to be successful, you keep pushing. The last but not the least is you must continue to learn. Sorry, excuse me. I need to take some water still. Okay, so apologies for that. So as I was saying, you must continue to learn. I must tell you the truth. As I am today, I have not given up on learning. Up to today, I still learn. I still study. I still research. I still engage. And learning is not just about what you read. Learning is also about your experiences. I was telling my colleagues the other day that I think it was just last week when I had that challenge at work. I told them, look, it is a learning process. I'm still learning from this. There are certain things that I need to pick from what has happened. It's a learning process. I was with someone, I think it was on Friday. I was talking with him and I told him something that as I am today, every experience I have is a learning opportunity. Every encounter I have is a learning opportunity. Every setback I have is a learning opportunity. Every hard knock I get is a learning opportunity. Everything that comes my way is a learning opportunity. And that takes me to the next thing I will need to talk about, and that is your mindset. All these things I listed today, if you don't work on your mindset, you won't be able to excel. Your mindset is very, very important. As a product manager, number one mindset you must have is that you must be entrepreneurial. You must see yourself as an entrepreneur. You must see yourself as a co-owner of that business. That product you are managing, you must see yourself as the owner of that product. When you see yourself as the owner of the product, it means that the success of the product, the failure of the product, the growth of the product, everything about that product is yours. And so when you have that learning spirit in you, whatever you are seeing, you will not give up. You are an entrepreneur, a product manager, a product owner. You will apply it to that journey and be able to grow that product as you move along. Mindset is very important. Mindset is very important. I talked about passion and resilience. What kind of mindset do you have? Are you such a person that do not want challenges to come your way? I tell you the truth, challenges must surely come. But how you manage the challenges are what matters. And what matter? How do you manage those challenges that come your way? What kind of mindset do you have? Do you have the kind of mindset that will say, I don't want any challenge along my way? Or do you have that kind of mindset that will say, that challenge that is coming is a learning opportunity for me? Are you such a product manager that is fixed? You have a fixed mindset. It can't help. You have to be open. I talked about being flexible and adaptable. Your mindset has to be open for you to see growth along the line. Because of our time, I may not have to run through everything that I needed to talk about, but I believe that you must have picked one or two things from all the things I've talked about today. Remember that you must be customer obsessed. Everything about that product is your customer. Remember that there are challenges along the way, but you have to be passionate and resilient to be able to pull through Remember that you cannot do it alone. You are not a lonely Londoner. Communication and collaboration is very important. Remember that for you to move forward, your eyes must be open and your ears open to hear. Very important. And again, remember, no matter your level in life, do not throw away learning. You learn from everything you encounter, from everything that comes your way, from every experience, you learn from it. And in all, it will help you to grow in your product management career. Thank you very much.
Wow, such an amazing presentation. Thank you very much, ma'am. It is just mind-blowing. Thank you so much for this session. The part that struck me was when you said, every hard knock in your product management career is a learning process. And most of us, sometimes whenever these orders is thrown at us, we tend to blow it out of proportion and not know how to handle it. But now I know once I see that something is thrown at me at work or something, I can just relate it back to this. I can always remember this thing you said. Every hard knock in your product management career is a learning process. Thank you very much, ma'am, for this session. We are super privileged and lucky to have you come speak to us. Thank you so much, ma'am. So we'll be taking questions. We have a hand up. That's from Fisayo Ajishafe. Hi, Fisayo. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Fisayo Ajishafe, are you still there? All right. I don't think Fisayo Ajishafe is.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Please. Yes.
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah. Good evening. Thanks for the lecture. It's really wonderful. My questions goes this way, ma. As a product manager, like you said that we should be flexible, talking about having an horizontal and vertical relationship with our co-workers. Ma, what about in a situation whereby you are being given a product by a customer to manage, and you seems to have a kind of how do you try not to get your your set of team being together? Like if, for example, your set of programmers and set of what's it called, your set of team, to be precise. That's my question now.
Okay, Fisayo, let me get your question clearly. You said when you have a customer giving you a product to manage.
Yes, you're being given a product to manage by a customer. Like a customer gives you an idea that this is the kind of product he wants you to produce, he wants you to give out, and you seems to have a few set of team to work with. For example, you only have set of few programmers. Let me use that as an example. Set of few programmers, and how do you try not to manage that few set of people that you have? Because as a product manager, you'll be the one to you'll be the marketer, you'll be the salesperson, and the only thing you are just left to do is how do you manage that few set of team that you have?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, ma.
All right. So if I understood you, it seems that you do build and deliver for customers.
Yes, business to business. Yes.
Okay, yes. Business to business, and you have few hands to work with.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the question I will ask you is this: while you want to satisfy your customers and you want to make money for yourself, remember that you are kind of painting a story for your business. If you take on jobs that you cannot deliver because of the limited resources you have, customer that you are taking that job from, and you may have given them timeline, and you're not able to meet that timeline, remember the story, the picture you're painting about your business. So what our advice is this: you need to prioritize. And when you're prioritizing, you also have the customer at the back of your mind. When you're prioritizing, you look at number of products that you have already, or number of customers that you have already that you want to deliver products for. And then you look at the number of resources that you have. You might need to share your resources, if possible, to focus on different kinds of products. I know that in some cases, you might be able to multitask, but in product development, most times, it's not always advisable to multitask like that, so that you focus on one and then deliver and move on. So the timeline you give your customer will be dependent on the number of resources that you have, bearing in mind that you want to satisfy your customers. You're painting a picture, and you don't want to paint a bad story about your business. I don't know if I answered you.
Yes, you do, ma. You do. I don't really want to. There's still some few questions I would really love to ask based on what you just said, but you've really answered my question. You've really answered my question. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Fisayo, please mute. Let's have Olarewaju Adedoyin. Olarewaju, please go ahead to ask your question.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good evening, all, and thank you so much, madam, for the eyes opening the lecture. Let me go straight to my question. My question is regards to how do you balance as a product manager, because you are standing between the customer and the management that are your business, in a situation whereby, you know, management is always what they're after is profit, how to make money. But customer, all you need to do is how you are going to meet their needs, how you want to satisfy them, you want to deliver them. In this scenario, how do you balance it as a product manager? Thank you.
Thank you, Olarewaju. I talked about confidence. First, you must be confident in yourself. Secondly, you must also be able to place yourself in between. You're relating with management, you're also relating with the customer, right? So in that case, you want to deliver something for the customer, and you want the business to also make profit. You have to be careful enough to be able to articulate what the customer needs. I tell you the truth. If what the customer is requesting for does not make business sense to the business, I tell you the truth, the business will not invest in it. In as much as that you want to deliver as a product manager, so you must be articulate enough and confidently present it to your management to be able to see from your own point of view what you want to deliver to the customer. In that case, if you're able to achieve that, of course, the management will give their support and you'll deliver what you want to deliver to customer. But you have to play your own role first. You know, sometimes as product managers, we forget that management, like you said, their interest is their profit. But we forget our own role. Our own role is very important. We can't forget it. It's not just to carry what the customer is saying and then we push it to the management. No. We must be able to sit back, understand the customer, understand what he wants, and then put it together on how it will bring value to the business. If we put it together and we're articulate enough, we can now confidently present it to management to win their buy-in for us to be able to move forward. Thank you. Hope I answered you.
I
Yes,
believe.
you have done justice to that. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. I don't know if there are other questions. Guys, please, if you have questions, do well to raise your hand so that we can take your question. Mrs. Cherry, thank you so much for this mind-blowing session. Um there are lots of feedbacks from our community, from this, even on this call, on the chat of this call. There are lots of feedback, and it's just awesome to hear from you, to draw from your wealth of experience, and we are grateful. We're super, super delighted to have you come with us. Right. Fisaya Ajishafe raised his hand again. Please do well. Okay, before I take Fisayo's next question, guys, you can reach out, you can connect with Mrs. Chinyere Tony-Eke on LinkedIn at Chinyere Tony-Eke. Then yeah, I think that's like the only one we know, right? You can connect with her there. I don't know if she would be willing to tell us any other social media that she's on, so that we can just connect with her there as well. Ma, do you have any other social media that you use?
Okay, I'll paste it on this chat room.
Okay, great. So guys, she's gonna paste okay, she has pasted it. So you can reach out to her on LinkedIn at Chinyere Tony-Eke. Sorry, on Twitter at Beryl22, on Facebook at Chinyere Alkafu. I'm so sorry for that. Right. Then sorry guys. And on Instagram at Beryl22. Right. Guys, you can also please do well to go on your social media, tag Mrs. Chinyere on your social media on the things that you've learned. Tag Enoverlab. We are going to as well repost it. Just tell the world what you have learned. There's this fascinating thing about telling people what you've learned. You don't know where people are currently at in their career, and you don't know what you have learned that they are not opportune to learn, that you can actually just make them know or learn by just posting on your social media, right? So please go ahead to your social media and tag Mrs. Tony-Eke, tag Enoverlab on LinkedIn, tag Enoverlab on Twitter, and tap Enoverlab NG on Instagram to share those things that you have learned. I'm also going to be pasting the community group link in case you're not on Enoverlab community. I'm going to be pasting the community group link now, so you can join the community. The community is it comprises of different product managers from different spheres, different walks of life, different countries. So you can as well connect with any product manager on that community, right? There are senior product managers, there are entry level, mid level. Just be there, be free, and always engage. You don't know who is watching. You don't know who can recommend you on Enoverlab community. So I've just pasted the link, so you can just go ahead to do all that is said. And it would be nice if you actually share what you learned on your social media and tag Mrs. Chinyere and Enoverlab. Fisayo, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma. I want to ask a personal question. I would need your advice, your expertise concerning it. Now, presently I'm running an MVP product, which is all about education. Education. Now, my question is this, man: is in getting my metrics, is it advisable for me to be able to keep asking why, like for example, why, what are the reasons why the product is not really getting the maximum utilization? I don't know, maybe you get what I'm trying to say, man. Hello, man.
I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get what you're saying.
Okay, for example,
you are saying that is it reasonable to be asking why?
Yes, yes. For example, this product I'm running it's a product that the major problem is to solve an education problem.
Okay.
Like let me use biology, where students can easily get topics and lectures. And the major challenge that I'm having now is it important for me to keep asking, like let me use the word, since I have few workforce, and I need a feedback from my customers, from my what's it called, the user base, the people that are using it. Now, is it compulsory for me to keep asking why? What are the reasons, and why are they not coming on that platform? Is it important, or I should just focus on improving my products? I don't know. That is my question. I don't know. Maybe you get what I'm trying to say.
If I got you correctly, I will
Okay,
answer
ma'am.
based on what I got anyway.
Okay, ma'am.
But before I say anything, I will ask,
Okay, ma'am.
when you were building the product, did you build it alongside students? What do I mean? Do you get information from the students that would be from some students that, of course, having in mind that this product is targeted at students? So did you
Okay.
kind of get information from them before rolling out the product?
No, I did not, ma'am. I did not.
Okay.
I
You
only
know why
I
I
only
asked you
collect.
this? Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
ma'am.
Go
I
ahead.
only collected. I only get my information from the customer, which is the person that I'm building the product,
The product for.
but I'm managing
Okay.
the product for. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
You know why I asked this question? Sometimes
No, ma'am.
in product development, we build something based on what we conceive in our minds, and
Yeah.
we don't involve the target market.
Okay.
And if you don't involve the target market when you are building the product, it becomes a problem selling the product. Remember that it's the
Okay.
target market we use it. So you
Yes.
need the target market, you need feedback from them to understand what actually are their needs.
Okay.
Sometimes we stay outside and, in my language, they say, Ada no no no, and my na zunafia. What do I mean? You can stay in your house and know what is
Yes.
happening at the market
Happening outside.
square. Do you understand? So you can't stay
Yes.
and say, I
I get, ma'am.
understand the product, the problem of this, my target market, without involving them in the process. I don't mean that you're going to gather all the students, but you can pick a few students and ask them questions to understand what exactly are their needs. When you build it into that product, it will be easier to sell than when you build it from your own idea to ahead. Did I answer you?
Very well, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I
Thank
know
you.
where I missed it now. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very, very much. I believe, Mrs. Chinyere has done justice to the presentation, the question, the answers. It's just been an amazing session. Sorry, guys, I have a cough, so please pardon me for today. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much for this session. I bring you greetings and appreciation from the team, the Enoverlab team. I also bring you greetings from Olabanji himself. He has to say thank you very much for coming to, speak to us at Enoverlab. He says I should tell you thank you so much for honoring our invitation, and of course, the rest of the team. So thank you so much, ma'am. We're very grateful.
Thank you, Blessing.
You're welcome, ma. So
Thank
we've
you,
come.
the lab team too.
Thank you too, ma. So we've come to the end of this session. Thank you all very much for joining. Sorry I couldn't take most people today because we had technical issues. People could not join, right? We normally hear from a lot more people than the two people we heard from today. So I'll just like to call everyone's name to say hi. Abisola Paul, Adebola, Adeyinka, Adeola Abdulkarim, Adeyemi Damilola. Okay, we heard from you, Adeyemi Damilola. Amodu Victoria, Amnumoriba Odusi, Cynthia, we've heard from Pisayo, Abib Ajala, Kende Obisonya, Kenny Oni, Mark Deboski, Mickey Marsh, Obasikano, Oyindamola Tayo, Kazim Outsource, Ruth Fashino, we heard from you as well. Salako Kemi Stewart, Walia, and Taufika, right? It's great to have you all in this session. And I'm sure that everyone has learned one or two from Mrs. Chinyere Tony-Eke. Thank you so much, ma, for this session. I mean, I'm looking at the chat box now, and I'm just seeing the comments from people. Thank you so much for doing justice to the topic, growing your product management career. We're super grateful to have you, and thank you so much, ma. So guys, please go ahead to your social media. Yes, ma'am. So please go ahead to your social media and tag Mrs. Tony-Eke, and tag Enoverlab as well on the things that you have learned. We will surely repost your tags. You don't know who you might be enlightening by just posting the things that you have learned from this session. And on this note, guys, I'd just like to iterate that at Enoverlab, our mission is to empower product talents like you for today, tomorrow, and of course the future. And on this note, I'll see you on the community. If you're not in the community, please do well to join the community. It's a great place to learn, to meet with people, to be with like minds. There's just something about being with like minds, product managers and all of that. You get to learn, and in that community, people get to ask questions, get to want to. Most times when we are stuck, we just come to the community and rant about something, and you don't just know who is reading, you don't know who is behind their keypad, and you just see how people prefer solution to you. I mean, in the last like 2-3 days, we've been getting feedback from the community and all of that, and people are just saying how happy they have to be on the community. And trust me, personally, I'm also very glad to be on the community. And if you're not on that community, then this is your chance to join the community. The link is in the chat box. Please do well to join the community. And I will see you guys on the community. Don't miss product session. I mean, we're having another product session, I think next week. We also have Twitter Spaces on Thursday. So do not miss any of Enoverlab discussion, because it's always a bang. And on this note, I'll say yes. Thank you very much, Mrs. Chinyere. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Bye, ma.
Bye. Oh.
Yeah. Bye, guys. See you.